you fearing that you're gonna lose her, you applying pressure, the very thing you don't want to happen is gonna happen, because you attract what you fear. And if you fear losing somebody, you're gonna try to. What's going on, y'all? So, one thing that most men, one thing a lot of men don't understand about women, something I didn't understand, for years and years, was that women care about how you make them feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. But before we get started, guys, make sure if you want one-on-one consultations, or if you need any help with your dating life or just getting better and improving, make sure you click the link in the description. Also, too, if you just need to change your mindset or you need a different outlook on life, definitely go cop my new ebook. Link is in the description. It's only $15. And let's go ahead and get back into the video. So there's a reason why men say, why everybody says, don't chase women, don't chase women. I used to hear that when I was younger. I'm like, man, what does that mean? Because women don't care about how you feel, how much you like them, how fat you think what's fat back there it is. They don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, it's all about how they feel about you. They don't care about how much money you got, because there's a lot of men out here who kind of just feel like, well, all these women want is money. All these women want is money. Money don't turn a woman on. Money cannot turn her on. She has to be mentally stimulated. That's what a lot of men don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I've ever did a topic on this, but I'm glad I thought about this, because men don't understand. Women decide within 5 seconds if they like you already or not. There's no need in trying to prove yourself, because they already know. And when you're trying to prove yourself, you're really making up for what you feel like you lack. Also, what y'all got to understand is relationships or dating situations, whether it's hetero or a homo, it's going to be one person that's primarily in their masculine. And just because you're in your masculine, there's parts of you that's going to be in your feminine. Nobody's 100% masculine is a robot. I'm saying, so that's cap if somebody's, oh, I'm masculine all the time. You know what I'm saying? Nah, there's things about you that's feminine. You got to embrace it. Just like with a woman that you primarily deal with is primarily going to be in her feminine, but she's going to have a little bit of masculine to her. So what you got to understand is when you're dealing with a woman that's primarily feminine and you attract her from a masculine standpoint, you got her that way, you have to continue to stay centered. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Corey Wayne. You got to continue to stay centered. You can't come unglued. And what I mean by that is usually we start dating a chick, and you know what I'm saying, we lead in the situation, we assertive, we stating what we want, and then when we start to deeply like her, aka fall in love, what happens is now we start to become unglued and we start to become the chick, and now she's the dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens to most of us men. And again, that's why the woman stops to like you, and it don't matter what you do, she's not feeling it, because women gotta be feeling it. I know some of y'all like, okay, Josh, I hear you on that, but how do you stay focused and how do you stay centered into your masculine? That's what I'm here for. The way you stay like that is by staying locked into your craft and your mission. It don't matter if a woman is in your life or not. And that's the real key, because when you start to take that energy and focus that you was using towards your craft, just like when you met her and you put it into her, now she's going to be the one to lead, because you're no longer, you know what I'm saying, moving things forward, and somebody got to move it forward. And now that she has to move it forward, she's going to start to lose attraction. She's going to start to be disrespecting you, and you just continuing to let things slide because you in love. You got blinders on. You can't move. All you can do is think about her. I done been there a million times. Also too, as men, we're physical creatures, right? But we start to like a chick more, or a woman more and more when we're around her. Women more so fall for you and think about you when you're not around, because guess what? Their mind is wondering about, I wonder what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I wonder who he's around. Like, why haven't I heard from him? She's thinking about all these things that's driving her crazy about you. You know what I'm saying? Versus the other dudes in her phone, they're not giving her nothing to think about, because they're constantly texting her, constantly hitting her up, constantly trying to FaceTime her, constantly trying to Snapchat her. Those dudes are constantly doing things to get at her. So there's no room for her to miss them, because she already knows what they want. She already knows what they're doing. But with you, she can't figure that out. That's what's bothering her. That's what drives her mind crazy, because she feels some type of way about you. And then when you're around, you lead in the situation, You making dates. You ain't doing the same thing over. You're putting her on a roller coaster. And I'm not saying you're over here lying to her or anything like that, but what I'm saying is when she's around you, it's always spontaneous from her standpoint, but it's always having fun. It's always you being the rock, you know what I'm saying? And also too, you want to make sure within that you have a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, be your natural funny self, but don't be too funny. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, that's what it's all about. And also too, shout out to Alpha Male Strategies, AMS. He always says, like, give a woman an experience. That's important. And this is why you don't chase women, because at the end of the day, and I'm not saying in the beginning, you're usually gonna have to pursue a woman, like the first 3-4 weeks or the first couple of times y'all hang out. Because again, when you step into somebody's life, they already got things in motion. You know what I'm saying? So when you first meet someone, yeah, you're probably gonna have to pursue them in the beginning. But naturally over time, she's gonna be thinking, she's not going to want to wait to hear from you. And she's gonna be the one initiating contact. So you gotta pay attention to these type of things. But when you're chasing a woman and you're trying to prove yourself to her and prove that you deserve to be in her life, prove that you're the best option in her life, you're doing the very opposite thing that to get the opposite result that you want. You're attracting what you fear. The only reason why you're convincing yourself to this woman is because you don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you deserve that beautiful woman. And when you feel like you don't deserve somebody, your actions are gonna come off as that. You're gonna be acting sketchy. You're gonna be blowing her up. You're gonna be constantly trying to send her good morning texts. You're gonna be constantly trying to link up with her and she's giving you the runaround. You know what I'm saying? She's spinning you like a ballerina and you still falling for it. And that's the trap that most of us men fall into. When we get around a woman we really like, we don't know how to act. That's not because you don't know how to act. It's because you're not putting that energy into your purpose. Put that same energy into your craft. Because I remember, for me, the switch came in my mid-20s where I realized, like, dang, you gotta be focused on your craft. You gotta let women hit you up. And I kind of like realized that's some more things. I started to get results. And then when you start to get results with women, you're like, okay, I can do this again. I can do this again. But what happens to a lot of us men? We meet that woman and we fear losing her because we don't feel like we can ever get somebody like that again. So we start to apply pressure. And that you fearing that you're gonna lose her, you applying pressure, the very thing you don't want to happen is gonna happen because you attract what you fear. And if you fear losing somebody, you're gonna try to hold on to them because you don't know if I'll ever get another person like that. At the end of the day, guys, you gotta continue to focus on your craft. That's the biggest point about this video is when you have a real focus, a real craft, a real purpose, a real mission, then you good. You know what I'm saying? Women will just be a byproduct of that. And you won't even have to think about none of this. It'll just be natural for you. But because the thing is, if you got to think about all this stuff, then it's robotic. And that's the whole point I'm trying to get at. So at the end of the day, focus on yourself. All right, guys, that's my video for today. Guys, I appreciate you for coming over to the channel, showing love. Guys, make sure we continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the video. And I'm gone.